Conas atá sibh, Tommy a rash. August tá lán, Sarab! Okay, I'm going to start this off with, okay, I'm going to take my book again. Tommy con Tog Malawer. August Tommy con Lave. All powers of the government, executive and judicial, derived under God. The people, from the people, whose right it is to designate the rulers of this state, and in final appeal to decide all questions of the national policy according to the requirements of the common good. We can give this one to God. We can give this one to God. Ireland cannot sign up for the EU Pact, and they sustained to vote because they're not part of the Sangria area, number one, and number two, because we're a sovereign state. There's another 8 things, and they will come out, I'm sure, through the day, because there's an awful lot of very happy people. But it does not state that government were prepared to sign into that pact. And we need to remember that. It was they didn't fit the conditions to sign into that pact. And the first 2 of them were not part of the Sangria area. And the second one was we're a sovereign state. Okay? So Micheál Martin and all he's mouting about our sovereignty and this, that and the other, we as Irish people never gave away our sovereignty. And also there's a girl out there by the name of Catherine that keeps referring to the blue book that she can prove that it was voted on the same day. So was Bunreacht and the Hairn voted on the same day. They're the same book. This is written in Gaeilge. An fecin tú é sin? But this one is translated correctly. Okay? And it's intact in its Irish. And on the day the Constitution went in to rule, okay, or into law, or whatever abbreviation you'd like to give it, my beautiful little yellow book, and I give it a hug and all today. Okay? And we can give this one to God. Because the fact that we have our little yellow book, and we have our constitution, and we are a sovereign state. Okay? Ireland cannot sign up for the EU Pact. We ain't going into it. And there's another 8 things that they couldn't vote on either because they didn't have them in place. But we need to be wise because they were prepared to sign into that. We need to be very, very wise now. And make sure they don't get the other 8 things, but I think they need the whole 10. Okay? But guys, now just let's get rid of all these unvetted, undocumented migrants out of our country. That's a sigh of relief. Because I will be 100% honest with you, I firmly believe if we had slotted, been able to vote that in, the stuff in, okay, the government would have signed us up for it. Now that's my personal opinion, but I firmly believe it. Tá lámh dia éire. Agus tá áthas ormanis go bhfuil lámh dia in éire. Slán go fóil. Oh, caig mé seo léomh Oh, yes. Good news at last. Well, the Irish nation hereby affirms that we're Irish. You don't have to be Irish to be Irish. You just sing a little more, then you swing a little more. Tá Laura Gomrish. All powers of government, legislative, executive and judicial, derived under God. Hi, Mary Lou. It doesn't say Allah in here. It says God. And let me tell you, the hand of God is upon the Irish people. Because what happened today is a total blessing. From the people whose right it is to designate the rulers of this state, and in final appeal, to decide all questions of national policy according to the requirements of the common good. And that would definitely not be of the common good. That would have been a national disaster. So, slán go fóill. I sincerely hope that you're all going to enjoy this news. And thank you so much, Carl Nolan, for being the first person to release it to us. Really appreciate it. You go, girl. Don't trust the government. They were prepared to sign us up. And it was going to happen today. Right? Were we warned? Now let's watch out for WHO and the WEF and that end of it. That has to be a referendum. Because that is not in the common good either. And that's up to the people. According to our lovely Bible.